What's up, Steelers? What's up, AFC Northerners? This is Chris with my Week 8 preview of the Steelers and the Brownies in Pittsburgh. First, let me say thanks to DGBG, Dave Green, Browns guy, for setting this one up for me, setting the stage with the numbers game. And I'm going to pick up right where Dave left off with that numbers game in his video. And if you haven't seen it yet, please do catch that one where he gives his feeling on what's going to happen in this game. First, his excitement for the Browns, I'm not mad at Dave. I mean, they are making quantum leaps ahead of where they were this time last year, or past couple seasons, actually. The problem is, I don't think Dave fully realizes how far behind the times the Browns actually were. I mean, despite all the improvements they've made, they're 2013 good, maybe? They're still a little behind the times by about 5 years or so. If they could find an 85 DeLorean, they'd be in business. But the thing is that despite all these improvements, you're just catching up to where the rest of the league was, like I said, a few years ago. So calm down there. I'll start off with a couple numbers I saw that I liked. Really shows me what's going to happen in this game for the Steelers. The Brownies are still not taking care of the football the way a winning team should or does. 4 of their 7 picks happened while the score was tied, in tied games, tied situations. 40% of their fumbles occurred while they were in the red zone, getting ready to score. So those are the things that prevent you from being above 500 teams. That's how you win 4, 5 games a season if you're lucky. It's how you take those 10 losses. Even when the Browns are improving, the problem is they're letting the competition improve even at a faster clip. Here's what I mean by that. In the passing game, the Brownies are actually producing 10% more yards than they did this time last season in the passing game. The problem with that is they're giving up 21% more than they did this time last year, and they were giving up a lot of yards last year. So even though you're making improvements offensively, you're giving it back a little bit defensively. It's a team game. You're not going to win that way. In the rushing game, you've got similar stats where these guys are ahead 26% from where they were last year. Problem is they're giving up an additional 38% as far as rushing yards or in the rushing game than they did this time last season. My favorite numbers in regards to this game specifically, the Brownies have not won in Pittsburgh. This month actually marks 15 years since the last time the Browns won in Pittsburgh, back in 2003. And to kind of drive the point home there, the Browns have only won 2 in 4-1-2 since 1990. And I don't think it's going to happen this Sunday for them. I'm just being honest with you. It's not going to happen. A couple other numbers for the Browns that might kind of make things sound better for them. They are scoring 45% more points than they did this time last season. And the number that kind of scares me, and this is actually about the Steelers have dropped 3 of the last 4 games coming off of a bye week. Can't let that happen this week. We've had 2 weeks to figure this game out. Again, it's a team that traditionally we've owned in the past. As I said, I mean, 2 wins in Pitt since 1990. It's not going to happen. Here's a couple things that are going to happen in this game. I see Baker Mayfield holding the ball way too long. You can break this down. There's going to be at least 4 sacks if the Steelers are going to win this one on Baker Mayfield. His internal clock is just not happening quickly enough. It's a rookie mistake he's going to develop. And don't get me wrong, I mean, he's awesome. He's had a great rookie campaign so far. And I look for him to continue to improve. If his hands get a little bit more solid, if Landry Blessum's out there producing the way he has been in the past, I see Baker Mayfield having an excellent rookie season, considering some of the challenges he's going to have, just bringing the Browns back to their glory. The Steelers just have too many weapons. I just don't think that the Browns defense has evolved enough to be able to cover the passing game and the running game at the same time. Obviously, in that first game, we did not pass very well, but you saw Connor just explode in that first game and produce the way he did. It's going to be either or this Sunday again. I see either Juju and Brown exploding for big days, or again, Connor having another 100, 120, 130 rushing yard game. Potentially another 2 touchdowns against the Browns this week. We'll see how that goes. The third is that the Browns just don't yet have that killer instinct. They had the Steelers team against the ropes, on the ropes in the first week in Cleveland. The past couple weeks here, they've had overtime games that they've got nothing to show for. So despite keeping games close and staying in the game, which awesome. That's a huge improvement over last season. But you have to have that instinct to put a team away. And again, for the Steelers, you had that field goal late in overtime, I think it was, had that blocked. You just can't do that if you're going to win games, especially against a team like the Steelers, who once again on the top of AFC North, where we should be, with a 3-2-1 record. Who'd have saw that coming? But despite the season that even the Bengals are putting together, the Ravens are not as good this year. They did beat the Steelers, I'll give them that, but they lost a lot of games that they could have won with last year's teams or teams in the past. I'm not as afraid of the Ravens this year as I have been in years past. I do think the Bengals are going to continue to be the team to beat in the AFC North for us until the Browns do step up a little bit and show that they can put a team away. I think everyone's probably expecting me to talk about Bell on this, and I'll just throw this out there really quickly. I mean, there was a lot of talk about him showing up to camp during our bye week or shortly after our bye week, and if I'm Bell, yes, definitely got to get back out there, but DGBG is a huge conspiracy theory guy. You know, he always thinks, is it this, is it that, is this really the reason this happened? So I'll kind of throw one out there for you. Why does no one even say maybe he's just saving his body? What if we get Bell back week 9, week 10, fresh legs to take into the postseason? What if he comes into the postseason only having 4.5, 5 games worth of wear and tear on his body, and then essentially is in mid-season form by the end of the season and just at his peak by the time the playoffs come around? Do you really want that if you're not a Steelers fan? Maybe not. This week, I see this game ending up, I think it's going to be a bad one. I think we're going to take out some of the frustration from that first week on a Brownie. I think we're going to beat Baker up a little bit. I think we're going to try to lay up the scoreboard at home in front of that crowd to get the Steeler fans back excited about this season. I think it's going to be 38-17, assuming Boswell hits all of his extra points this week. We'll see what happens. Steeler fans, tell me what you think. Tell me if you're a little worried about Bell not coming back. If you think that's a sign of disloyalty to the team. Again, I'm not thinking so. I'm thinking in his mind, the team's on the top of the division. If the season ended today, we're going to make the playoffs. Connor is having a fantastic season, and it's not that we're losing a step by having Connor in the game. He's producing as well as anyone would. If Bell is more relaxed because we are winning, I understand that. Save your body, stay healthy until we need you later on in the season, and help us get that 7th ring. Hey, I'm going to sign off with my new sign-off for this year. Fuck the Bengals. And last week or 2 weeks ago, just kind of showed even more why we own them. They're scared of us. The Bengals are terrified of us. I still don't like Burfict's hit on Brown. I thought that was trash. I thought he should have got fined and possibly suspended for that. Clearly threw that flipper out there right into the helmet. I saw that, but, fuck them. That's fine. They still took another loss again. It's going to happen again this season. And go Steelers.